Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm going to show you a video real quick of something that I saw when I had backstage access to a circus about a month ago, and what I immediately thought when I saw this video. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. Hopefully you can see it well. Okay, I'm going to try to focus on it. I don't want to lose focus on this thing, but well, as you have seen, what that was what looked like a tiger. What looked like what you see on television when it's out in the wild and free. These are basically big kittens. Yes, they're titled tigers because they're big and striped. A few were white, a few were brown. They roar. They have big teeth and fangs and claws. Sadly enough, if you put them in the wild, they wouldn't know what to do. They've been caged up. Like many of us Christians. Right? We're just caged up. These tigers, they're fed, probably daily, meat and whatever byproducts they want to give them. Just like many of us are fed in the church. Some meat, some byproducts, some good songs, some ministries, some conferences. But many of us believers in Christ are unable to roar, are unable to be set free because we're afraid to leave that cage. Many of us are afraid of the freedom of the wide open plains when a tiger goes out there and starts roaming. See, many of these tigers, you can open the cage and say, go, you're free. You've been set free, go. And they'll come right back to the cage. Because that's where their food is at. They don't want to make the effort of going out there and finding food. Hence, the same thing of many of us Bible-believing Christians who are going to church every Sunday. We have no clue of how to be free. We want to be chained up because we're in that safety zone of that routine within our church system. I'm able to go to church on Sundays and I feel good that I did that. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm able to do this at church. I have my little ministry, I have my little sermon, my little class. I'm able to go and help the poor here and there. And I feel good within my zone. Once again, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as that you know that you've been set free. That you know that if church tomorrow closes down and you're unable to go to any church for the rest of your life, you will not skip a beat. You will continue in your walk. You will continue to eat real, fresh food, not byproducts. You will continue to grow in Christ with growing grace, to grow in your commitment in your relationship with God. You will know that Christ is with you no matter what. Then it's okay to do all that. But if you're doing all these extracurricular activities to maintain a relationship with God, then you're totally mistaken, my friend. Because your relationship with God begins with what Christ has done. To walk and live in grace at all times. To live the life consciousness of Christ. To live that mindset that Christ is with you no matter what. But many of us have to be brought into these cages and be locked up. Because if we're set free and the cage is open, like I said, too many believers will fall away. And you know how you are that way? How you can tell you're that way? If you say, well, if I stop going to church, I'll backslide. If that is your mindset, you're in church for all the wrong reasons, my friend. If I stop reading my Bible, I'm going to fall away from grace. No, you're not. But if that is your mindset, then you're not understanding what the gospel of Christ truly is. You're not grasping the immensity of what Christ did at the cross. If I don't have a ministry, then I just don't feel fulfilled. Be filled with Christ. Be filled with love, not with your actions. Once again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But those extracurricular things that you do should be a byproduct of the love that you're filled with. This is why you do them. You don't do them to obtain love. You do them because you have love. Because if you don't have love, then what good are you? Examine yourself. Those tigers, don't be like those tigers. Those tigers, you see them roaring, maybe a few 100 pounds, fangs and teeth. But you know what? When they roar, all you hear is meow. That's all you hear. So they big fangs, meow. Because they have no life within them. God bless you, and don't ever forget that what Jesus Christ did is enough.